these elderly said, continuously I cannot get into a certain kind of psychological stress so that my boundaries are respected. The boundaries as an elder in the joint family. That's one thing, and that's where this voluntary movement to ashram comes, where they have other elderly people. The second thing I spoke about gerontology before. I think you missed that part. You were not here. When I started to present my paper, I was talking about gerontology and how ashram specifically takes elderly people and they have care, medicine and medical care for the elderly. So that's where, and gerontology is also, as an anthropologist, you would know it's a public health thing. I have discussed this in the initial part of the paper, and at the moment I cannot get into the medical requirements of the people who are there.
That was my question.
Yeah, it's a part of the public health concern. Also, it gets interlinked to the violence which has become a common urban phenomenon against the elderly in the city of Delhi specifically. And I was quoting some police headquarters reports and so on, which is a common knowledge to most of us who live in Delhi. It is something very common which we know and which we have been trying to struggle against and find solutions to it, care for the elderly. You said that I have not, the title of the paper is Pravriti and Nivriti. Now, Pravriti is, I'm sorry I didn't have enough time to get into a philosophical discourse about what Pravriti and Nivriti would mean in this context. Pravriti would mean this worldly, that is attachment, and Nivriti would mean getting detached and otherworldly. So, the ashram mates seem to dwell in a certain kind of being, a certain kind of consciousness, where they have a certain sense of attachments to their kins, to their, other friends and relatives. But in the ashram, they're also getting prepared for, at least in a cognitive way, to nivriti, that is distancing themselves gradually. So that's what it means. Your thing. Yes, I agree. There are, the state is doing things for the elderly, and there are rural geriatric care centers being set up. However, I must remind you that at the moment there are about 90 million elderly grey population in India, and out of 90 million grey population, 51 million are below poverty line. They do not have traditional support systems which normally middle class provides to their parents, to their elderly parents, and middle class children are committed to the upkeep of the elderly. So let's talk about the 51 million elderly people who are below poverty line. It's about that.
Okay. That's that.
Yeah.
Tea has come at the right time. So what I will do is this, I will take a couple of minutes to make a few comments. First of all, I must congratulate you. It's very nicely done. And what I am going to say, do not take them seriously before you get your degree. Because the requirement for doctoral work is entirely different from the requirements of knowledge.
No, I got my degree, Ashrita, that was last year.
No, okay, but I thought you were going to defend it. No, I remember you telling me
that was last October. I am
you're
done.
But before you publish it, you should hear what I have to say. I will be very precise and telegraphic. One, this idea of joint family breaking down is a running thing in Indian social sciences, in public imagination, in our literature, and so on and so forth. But this has been breaking down for a very, very long time indeed, because all anthropological data, and I am not quoting any other discipline, your discipline, if you see, for example, A.M. Shah's work, he is still living, believe it or not. if you look at it, you will suspect that most Indians traditionally also have lived outside joint families. The great heydays of joint family was not before modernity came in India, but when new political economy brought in new kinds of prosperity, new kinds of cities in British India. In Bengal, for instance, the huge joint families which the upper caste Bengalis had were mostly in Calcutta, and most of them lived off. Economy brought in new kinds of prosperity, new kinds of cities in British India. In Bengal, for instance, the huge joint families which the upper caste Bengalis had were mostly in Calcutta, and most of them lived off the new political economy. Yes, that's right. The new permanent settlement system, byproduct of permanent settlement system.